Dear listeners, have you ever had such an experience? A life that was going smoothly suddenly feels as if it has hit a wall. Have you ever felt like, just when you were moving forward at full speed, someone pulled the ground from beneath your feet? As if all movement suddenly came to a stop. You now find yourself lonely, confined to a room. Yet one thing never leaves you, it follows you like a shadow. That is your thoughts, and they burn inside your mind. At some point in life, everyone has had this hospital experience. Someone loses a relationship, someone loses a business, and another loses something else. And we lie on that same bed, asking ourselves again and again, why is all this happening to me? Dear listeners, please listen to this story till the very end. It will be useful to everyone and can change the direction of your life. If you are visiting our Ink and Wonder channel for the first time, please do subscribe. If you like the story, like it and share your thoughts. Your support, likes, and feedback encourage us. Many people listen silently and move on, but your encouragement inspires us to bring new stories to you. Dear listeners, this story could very well be your story and my story too. It is a story of the hidden power within us. This truth was spoken thousands of years ago by Lao Tzu of China. It is a Taoist story, deep and profound. Your imagination is not meant just for daydreaming. It exists to turn dreams into reality. If you are ready to discover the greatest truth of your life, come with me. Let us journey together. Long ago, in a city, there lived a great businessman named Ramana. He owned a large shop. His name itself had become synonymous with success and achievement. He wasn't just doing business, he was building an empire. His dreams were big, but his hard work was even bigger. From the moment he woke up till the moment he slept, he had just one thought: progress. He spent his days with business and friends, and his evenings peacefully with his family. He was the king of his own imagined kingdom. But as Tao says, those who rise too fast often lose their balance. One day, while Ramana was lost in his thoughts, perhaps calculating his next business move, a tempo came from behind and hit him. Everything happened in a flash. When he opened his eyes, he was on a hospital bed, screaming in unbearable pain. Despite the doctor's efforts, the pain wouldn't subside. He was taken to a bigger city for scans. The truth that emerged shattered his dream palace. His spinal cord was fractured. The doctor said he might have to be in a full body cast and would not be able to get up for at least a month. 1 month without moving. In a single moment, life had changed completely. The fast-moving businessman was now trapped in a hospital room. His only job was to stare at the ceiling. The first few days went by in a haze of medicines. When awareness slowly returned, another pain began, the pain of the mind. Silence. He had never experienced silence like this. The footsteps of nurses, the smell of medicines, the distant sound of ambulances, this became his world. In this silence, his mind screamed, what will happen to my business? How big will the losses be? Everything will be ruined. Why is this happening to me? Whom did I harm? Will I ever walk again? These were not just questions, they were drilling into him from the inside. Friends, this is the first trap. We call it imagination, but in reality, it is fear. We all do this. We imagine the worst futures. What if I fail? What if people leave me? What if society mocks me? What if my business collapses? Lao Tzu says, if you are depressed, you live in the past. If you are anxious, you live in the future. If you are peaceful, you live in the present. Ramana was not in the past, not in the present, he was living only in the frightening future he had created in his mind. These thoughts began affecting his body. He lost appetite and peace. His body, which should have healed quickly, became weak due to constant worry. The man who once made others laugh now lived in darkness, drowning in despair. After a few days, another patient was brought into his room. At first, Ramana thought he was just another unfortunate soul. The man looked like he was in great pain, yet there was a strange sparkle in his eyes. Within a day, they became friends. Though older than Ramana, his nature was childlike. He joked with the nurses and found reasons to laugh even in pain. Ramana was amazed. How can this man be so happy even while suffering so much? This man was the living example of Wu Wei, the Taoist principle of effortless action, of flowing with life instead of fighting it. He was in the hospital, but the hospital was not inside him. He was in pain, but pain was not his master. When the man realized that Ramana could not move, he took responsibility in his own way. Every day, he would sit up in his bed despite severe pain and begin describing the outside world. Wake up, Ramana. It's morning. The sea is calm today. From this high floor, the blue waters stretch endlessly. Sunlight sparkles on the waves like diamonds. Below, there's a beautiful garden. Children are running and laughing. Elderly people are doing yoga. The sunlight falls on blooming roses. Every day, this continued. Ramana, who once stared only at the ceiling, now began listening. Slowly, he started seeing the world through imagination. He ran with those children in his mind, inhaled the fragrance of flowers, felt the sea breeze on his face. This was not mere imagination. This was therapy. Neuroscience says that the brain cannot distinguish between a real experience and a vividly imagined one. When you think of a lemon, your mouth waters. Why? Because the mind experiences imagination as reality. When Ramana imagined joy, his brain released dopamine, the happiness hormone, just as if he were actually in that garden. Slowly, his fear dissolved. His worries reduced. His health began to improve. His appetite returned. He started talking to old friends again, laughing like before. As his mind became peaceful, new ideas emerged. Even lying on his bed, he began guiding his workers, not worrying but directing. He stopped fighting life and started flowing with it. His recovery accelerated. One day, the doctor said, "Your healing speed is unbelievable. From today, you can try sitting for a few minutes." That day, Ramana realized two truths. One, his fear had made him sick. Secondly, it was the blind man's positive influence that healed him. He thought, how lucky that man is, so happy from within. If only I could be like him. One day, that friend suddenly disappeared. Perhaps he was discharged or shifted to another ward. Ramana missed him deeply. Now able to sit, he asked the nurse to move him to his friend's bed near the window so he too could enjoy the beautiful view. With great effort and pain, he turned toward the supposed window. But there was no window. Only a damp wall. Shocked, he called the nurse and told her about his friend who described gardens, oceans, children, and the world outside. The nurse smiled with compassion and said, "There has never been a window in this room." And that man couldn't have described the outside world, because he was blind. Ramana was stunned. The man without eyes had shown him the entire world. And the man with eyes had been living in darkness. That blind man had chosen happiness. He had turned a hospital room into heaven, first for himself, then for Ramana. Lao Tzu said, "Without opening the door, you can know the world, without looking out the window, you can see the way of heaven." That blind man had understood this truth. Friends, we too imagine things every single day, but in the wrong direction. What will people say? What if I fail? My fate is bad. With our own imagination, we build our own hell and live in it. But the blind man used imagination to create joy, peace, and hope. That is the secret Joseph Murphy reveals in The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. Do not merely think about what you want. See it, feel it, live it in your imagination. Neville Goddard calls this the law of assumption. The Bhagavad Gita says, "As your thoughts are, so you become." Swami Vivekananda says, "You become what you think." Everything around you today, the phone, the chair, the house, was once just someone's imagination. Steve Jobs said, "Everything you call life was created by people no smarter than you." So the real question is not whether you have imagination, but whether you are using it to destroy your life or to build it. From today onward, just try this: before sleeping and after waking up, close your eyes for just 5 minutes. Do not just think, imagine. See your day going perfectly. Feel the confidence. Imagine your dreams coming true. See your parents' pride. Hear your friends' applause, feel the joy. If you repeat this again and again, the mind starts attracting the right opportunities, people, and situations, just like a magnet. Ramana's life changed because his imagination changed. In his own words, "The one who could not see taught me how to see. I had eyes, yet I lived in darkness." True vision is not in the eyes, it is within. Friends, from today onward, recognize the divine power of your imagination. It is not for escaping reality, it is for creating reality. Many people have eyes yet are blind because they only look at walls of impossibility. This knowledge is not for everyone, it is only for those ready to take responsibility for their lives. If you are one of them, make a decision today: I will change. I will rise. I will succeed. Write your dream, it becomes the first blueprint of your new life. Remember, what your eyes cannot see, your imagination can. What imagination sees, life eventually creates. Keep imagining. Keep seeing. Keep creating.